Hello and welcome to the 81st episode of Rambling Weekly. Hi, how's it going? How you been? um, yeah, I'm gonna have some stuff to talk about, and a bit more of an update than something heavy topic-wise. So, yeah, I figured, well, we'll get into it. So let's do that. Welcome back. I'm going to be a bit of a punk for this episode and do take some notes while also do my music, the stuff that I've done, because that's kind of what this episode's about. But yeah, that one's Broken Chord. I haven't done a lot of fiddling with music in a while. I don't know, nor do I know why I didn't write that down before starting this, but that's how this goes sometimes. Anyways, yeah, I have not been fiddling much with the music stuff lately, which is a bit of a bummer. I like doing it; it's fun, but I just haven't. My creative energies have been elsewhere. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully things are going well for you. How's it going? Yeah, it is 2024. Good Lord gracious, it's March that I'm now making this claim. Anyway, yes, what is going on with me? So finally, I finished up. I don't want to say like the next book because the first book and this one aren't connected. Like they're not directly connected or anything. But yeah, I finished another book. Woo! So it is now available. It's called Saedra's Calling, A Lover's Pilgrimage. So yeah, during the bumps and stuff, I don't know if I want to. I'm not gonna try to do it here because it's too much of a pain in the butt. You know what? I should probably change over my little graphics things now that I think about it. But I like them, even though I'm going a little opposite direction. Anyways, yeah, so I'll have links down below. You can, if you are interested, take a look and all that sort of fun jazz. So, yeah, finished that. I finally got that out. Took a lot longer than I was wanting it to, but partly being a little bit more judicious in editing, as well as just taking a little bit of time on some stuff here and there. Part of it being lackadaisical, part of it being just things coming up. And it's just like, oh, okay. So yeah, it is finally out. I will give a little reading of the bank synopsis here. Not quite yet though. I'll hold off. We'll do that for the quote unquote topic, because the topic will be going. Actually, no, wait. No, I'll do it now. What am I talking about? We'll do it now. I'll find it as I'm being blinded by my thing here. All right, so the back reading for this is as so. Every generation or so, Saedra's Calling leaves a yellow streak on the canvas of the night sky. Settlements across the kingdom of Piraeus and beyond take part in the rite, sending couples to receive a blessing and return home. To not do so is seen as an ill omen. To act deceitfully and sully the right is considered a heinous affront, deserving a brutal yet just punishment. Nestled in the eastern mountains of Piraeus sits quiet Mahri, as the weather cools and the Stop, let me do that again. As the weather cools and the trees warn of winter's arrival, the people of the hamlet grapple with the fact that their couple has yet to return. They decide against tradition, sending 2 friends, Jaharl and Tamilia, to find the couple and bring them home. If they cannot find the chosen pair, they are to act in their place and answer Saedra's call. Ja-ja! So, yes, it's part 1 of a couple parts. So, yeah, this one, I think the Sudraba book was like 330 pages-ish. This one's 453, a little bit longer, and it is multi-parted. The big thing with this, and it'll be more in the topic, is that this was an idea for a game many years ago that just we're not able to do for one reason or another. Either because trying to add too much, trying to not putting enough time into it, and getting bogged down with stuff instead of just taking a direction and going with it. So, yeah, I had a whole bunch of notes and whatnot. So, yeah, that's the big thing. Woo, excitement! I don't have a little whatever, no confetti, no nothing like that. I mean, there you go. Yay! Anyway, so yeah, I got that. That is now out. I just it was finalized and released and whatnot yesterday. So I don't want to say thrilled, because it's not really it's just like, okay, all right. As I've explained to some other people, it's like, yeah, I got a boulder off. And then you realize you still have a whole satchel filled of boulders. And you're like, oh, okay. Time to continue the march. Which I've already been asked, why are you like this? I'm like, oh, it's just what I do. Which is regrettable, because when it comes to YouTube and making videos or streaming or something, I'm pretty lackadaisical. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm not that way so much with things in life. Much more like, yes, I gotta do this. So, but yeah, finally got that finished. Took a little bit longer to do that than I was anticipating and wanting, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I've already got, so basically with, not that I'm giving away any sort of plot with this, but the story for the game, I already had situated. There's some things here and whatnot, tweak from story to game, or from game story to book story. So, but I already have the lampposts situated for part 2, and yeah, that's really all you can do, and then just start writing on it. So, woo, no rest for the wicked kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, so we got that. Not terribly too much else has been going on. Nothing to report. Nothing. Yeah, it's really been kind of taking up a huge chunk of my time. So, yeah. So that's what I got. So yeah, the topic will be kind of talking a little bit about it and stuff. The story, not necessarily like the plot stuff, but just like in general, talk about some things, especially doing the whole conversion and whatnot, and just the years, kind of just slowly chipping away at it. That's the things you got to do. But yeah, we'll take a break and get into that a little bit more. So stick around. Welcome back. That there is Knuckle Buster. That's probably the best like little battle tune I've ever put together so far. So yeah, it was honestly this is kind of going to the some of the fun little I guess things just for I don't know just because I want to talk about it. The fun little things of the whole process with this that's been going on, right? So, I a big reason why I even started putting up any of those tunes, the Taylor's tunes, and little bleeps and bloops, and getting into working with that, even though I have less than no musical education or anything of the sort, is because we were trying to make the Saedra's Calling for as a game, and none of us knew how to make music. So I was like, hey, I'll give a stab at it. I like bleeps and bloops. I think I have an ear for melody, which who I'm referring to in this we is previous guests that I've had on, David and Matt, and we were trying to make a game, and you know, it'd be neat to try to go back and get to it, but for this, but you know, until that possibility situation ever arises, just gotta work on other things, and until then. More to the point, yeah, none of the three of us knew how to make any sort of music and stuff, so we're like, I was like, I will take that, because I knew they already had a lot on their plates for other things. So that's what that's why I started putting them up on the YouTube channel and trying to see what I could glean from anybody commenting on if they liked it, what imagery they got from it and stuff. And I tried to do it at other places and websites too, but it's really difficult, and not that it's a bit unfair, because you know coming in there and saying, hey, I would like some feedback on this sort of thing, to a bunch of strangers, b whatever, and not being able to give very good feedback yourself because you are less stupid when it comes to musical stuff, other than saying, hey, I really like this part at the 28th second to the 35th second. This was really neat. I don't know why it's really neat, but orally, the Aurally, I think that's how you spell it. That was really neat. So there's a bit of an imbalance in that. So I can understand it being really difficult to get feedback in that regard, other than somebody just saying, they like it. And that's really all you, like, in a way, it's almost like a very pure way to be like, yeah, they like it, so we'll just continue with doing whatever it is yeah, I'm on the right path, somebody likes it. but so yeah, just kind of kept fiddling with stuff. Eventually the whole thing got to be too big for the three of us, and none of us had either the finances, the time, or the I don't want to say drive, but that's the only word that's kind of coming to my mind. It's because the finances and drive really make up a big chunk of it, right? And maybe the efficiency would probably be a better way to phrase it, of getting stuff done and whatnot. So this was eons ago, and so we decided to shelve that, and I was a very bitter bee about it, because it was like I had an excessive amount of notes. I'll bring this up because I'm very very curious. I always say I had about 200 to 250 pages of notes. That's probably a little high for For what? My griping made it feel like that. But actually, it was probably that close with handwritten, but typed out it was a little bit less, I'd imagine. Oops. Nope, wrong one there, Taylor. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing these things? All right. Okay, so digging into digging into the folder, because still have the folder for this because it's a shared thing between us. The last modifications were made in 2016, and the folder was initially started in 2013. So yeah, this has gone on for some time. The story document is kind of funny because the first like it's the first handful of pages. Let's see. Yeah, the first. I'm looking here. It's about the first 12 pages of notes ends up being what the story is, and just kind of pretty light and whatnot. And then I have 50 additional pages for the rest of it, which is a lot more detailed. A lot more is going on. That's not including any sort of side stuff that I put in. I made a name index, just random character details, the just different stuff. So I was a little more than peeved initially when we had to drop this, but it's that's how it goes. Like when you try to overdo it, overdoing it coupled with not really getting as much traction to get through things, or taking too long to get through things. Because I feel like when it starts to bog down, you have to kind of be like Alexander and cut through the Gordian knot. Like it's like sometimes you just go no, done doing the silliness. Just go certain way, and yeah, it's a learning process. Yeah, you do that and you're like, phew. So yeah, so that I was okay. So at least story wise, there were 62 for just the main, not including all the random name suggestions, the name index, which is looks to be about 15 pages of just names in the cities and stuff like that, and a quick little description of the characters and yeah. So okay, maybe not quite 200, 250, maybe 150 or so of notes and stuff. So we pretty much shelved that, and we're just like this. Yeah, it's just simply too big for us. Too big. Yeah, we got a little too big for our britches, and we kind of let that set. And I ended up writing Sudraba because I was like, I like doing the writing thing. This is something I've been wanting to do, so I'll get into Sudraba. And the reason why I did Sudraba more than anything was because I thought it was going to be a much shorter book than the 330 pages it ended up being. But it is what it is. So, so I got, went through and got that done, and it's been almost 4 years since that. And after I got it done, shortly afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get into doing the Saedra thing, because I liked the story for it. I liked the characters that I had for it. And then I started to do that, and it just sort of kind of ups and downs with it. Big thing was like getting sick for a while, and then just being completely hammered with work and stuff. It was not last year, but the year prior, how much I was working was just ridiculous because I was working 70 hours or so a week. But being salaried, it doesn't really come out any better. So I had to make a change, and in doing so, I did that, and then if anybody follows the channel and whatnot, you see how I'll have these spurts, and then I'll be quiet. It's a lot of that's because I'm working on the writing stuff or whatnot, and it's hard enough for me to try to balance that with trying to do any of this other stuff. It doesn't work for me. Like I've cut out a little a little slice for myself for doing some online gaming a little bit on one night, and then kind of alternating on weeks, a different thing on a different night. But that's about it. Like I do not have a good track record of trying to like be social and doing these other things. If I'm being overly social, I'm usually, I guess, in a way trying to avoid from doing the writing or something like that. So it's this is something this is just something I guess I find out about myself. But yeah, no. So I finally started cracking on a little bit in late 2020 / early 2021, and then that kind of took its time. Like I didn't take terribly long. It took roughly the same amount of time to write as Sudraba. More so, I took a little bit more effort and time on the editing approach. Yeah, because I was a little. That's I guess the really big thing. That stuff costs a lot of money, and I don't have that. You would think in doing writing, it'd be a little bit more sensible and to find something a bit more financially secure. No, I'm kind of simple like that. I'm much more in the line of the monarch. I do art for art's sake. Outside of my I don't have any ridiculous butterfly monarch costume. I've just got like Kirby hats and silly hats and stuff like that. But I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, finally get that situated and whatnot, and I have not like I've wrote up the synopsis for the next part, and depending on how it goes, there might be like three parts. Maybe it's only two. I haven't quite figured out how long this next portion is going to be, because there's a lot of stuff to kind of go through, but I don't like to I'm not a big one on like, let's stay bogged down and really cut through some of this. It's like, well, it'd be nice. The things you gotta. I think that keeping a brisk pace is important. So, but maybe that's because I'm impatient. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, I've wrote out the synopsis. It's like 2 pages for it and whatnot, and that's kind of the interesting thing to tackle as well. Are some of the things that I've had to make different from the game ideas and stuff, because you kind of really can't be having tons of side quests available in a book. It's not a choose your own adventure thing. Yeah, how do you try to maybe incorporate some of those elements is fun. Or just kind of like, man, I kind of like that, but I don't really see you sticking around, sort of thing. I think that happens. It's also nice too, is that it creates a little bit of a different energy. I feel like compared to what you envision for the a game versus what I envisioned and came out with for the book so far. Some characters that pop up, I'm like, oh, there's like some one in particular. I'm like, oh, I really like this character. It's a shame you're not in this all throughout because you're just ridiculous. But that is kind of the nature of it, and I sort of like that. Yeah, I feel like you gotta have those peaks and valleys. The presence and absence of things and whatnot. I feel like that's something that gets a little lost sometimes in some stories where it's like, oh, nope, we like them, so they're a good thing. You got to keep that one character in there the whole time because they're super awesome or just enjoyable, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like unless they're like the main character or something, I feel like they're one of those things that should you've got to be willing to part with them. That's if you want to have a story about them, okay, have a story about them. That if you want to go into that, by all means. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just where my brain is on that. I don't know. I don't know. What was that? I swear. Something is wrong with me. But so I'm hoping to get through this quickly. And I know quickly is a very subjective term, but I would hope within 2 years I'd have this next one out. Let's say I give myself a hard deadline. I'll do this through the video here. 2 years. And so by 2026, have part 2 out. So, because I'm self-publishing as well, so I'm bypassing a lot of that, and people might be wondering why are you doing why are you doing the self-publishing? Why not go through more like maybe smaller publishing companies or something like that? It's because I don't have the energy, truthfully, to be like, yes, I will figure this out and have that. It's just, yeah, that's really what it boils down to. I do not have the energy, mental capacity, what have you, to be like, yes, I will figure these people out and go that route. I'm too dumb. It's like I said, I just want to write the stories, just put them out there, and get like a physical form, because it'd be nice to have a physical form, because that's physical media. And so I'm not really thinking too much about the other avenues, but I mean, maybe that's a bad thing on my part, but like I said, I just don't have it in me. I really don't. Like, unless there are people out there who can like help me on that, like I can't. Like, it is outside of getting a little bit of help with, not a little, like majority of help with the cover, and the spine and stuff. Like, it's pretty much just me doing it because I don't have any sort of the money or like avenues or anything like that. It's just like, I'm just doing it. And maybe that's a little stupid. That's a little stubborn. A little insert insulting S word here. But it's just kind of how I'm going with it. Like it's so, yeah. But that's really, I guess, some of the things. I don't know what else I could really say. You know, I already read the synopsis, and during the breaks, there's images of stuff from it. I don't I don't know. I don't know what else I could really add in. It's neat to see, yeah, like these differences from what the, like, not just the side quest thing, but with like characters. There's more. Like that's one of the things I really enjoyed in doing this writing thing for the book as opposed for the story for a game. It's more so the pacing, I guess, because I like that's the one thing that I'm having a really hard time as I've gotten a little bit older, grappling with just how long games can be, and it's like I don't really I've become less and less enthusiastic when it comes to, oh, here's a 60-hour game. I mean, look at Ys. Ys is a prime good example of this, where it's just gotten longer and longer, and it's like these should be snappy. These should be quick. Like I should not be a 60-hour game to go through this and whatnot. Looking at you, Ys 8, yes. E7. Looking at both of you in particular, but I just, yeah, and it's just I can't. And so having that comparison of thinking of what the game would be versus the story, you know, it's, I said it was what, 400 and a bajillion pages, 453. You know, I like Saedra, but this one I put index at the front, but it's organized by chapter this time around. So we'll see how that works out. But you know, 453 pages, you can get through that in a handful of days, depending on how busy your days are and how quick of a reader you are. And not only that, like that's, you know, that could be let's say you read a page a minute, so that's 453 minutes. That's 7 hours. 7.5 hours. And that's if you're reading it at a page a minute. And that's not going to be the case because it's not dense. Like, I know how some stories can be like really, really dense in the sense of just like, here's big, thick booty paragraphs in your face. But it's not only that, but there's just, you know, sometimes a page only has a handful, like a bunch of dialogue going back and forth, so it's going to be like a really quick thing. Yeah, anywhere from like a 6 to 8 hour reading endeavor. That to me is a bit more appealing than playing a game for 60 hours to get through. I don't know. This is I guess this is where I'm at. It is where I am at right now, says the man who spends way too much time playing Caves of Cud recently. Like I've still stuck up trying to get through Bethesda Susa. I don't think I ever will. I'm too stupid to play and make the game work for me. Instead, I'm working too hard for it. But so, yeah, that's the big things I got. That's, I guess, some of the things I just want to kind of talk about. I'm happy about it. It's nice to have that done. Like I said before, it's like a boulder. You finally unloaded a boulder, and so they said, it's a little bit lighter. And then you realize there's still a whole backpack full of them. And you're like, oh, okay, all right. So time to be like Sisyphus and roll that boulder back up the hill. But I don't know if it's because of any sort of punishment or just other than the punishment is being too stubborn. But it's fun. It's fun. I like doing it. So that's what I got on that. We're going to take a break. I'm going to read off a couple things from the book in the next part. So if you don't want to listen to that, you can just skip over it and just enjoy the rest of your day. If you do, I will make sure to pick things that aren't spoiler-ish. I mean, it's really hard to like just pick a random line or something from it. This one is not nearly as terse throughout a lot of it compared to what Sudraba is. It is a less hard tone. So that's been kind of nice as well. It'll be like, this is a little less severe, and but it's still got some stuff in there. I was like, I didn't quite write down a lot of them like I should have this time around, but yeah, I'll just read off a few of them. Anyways, we'll take a break and we'll get back into it. So stick around or not. Welcome back. That tune there is Only Where the Heart Allows. It was intended to be an adventure, like a field theme or something like that. The idea I was working with that was to only use, I think, 2 instruments and a certain stretch of notes, and see how that the mood changes throughout. So at first it's very kind of somber or wistful, and then it bounces back and forth, and then by the very end of it, before it gets to the loop, the last little bit of it's a very excited sort of kind of thing. And I don't know, I really liked it. I thought it's like without looping, it's close to 4.5 minutes long. That's probably the longest it was just me just sort of kind of going with the flow and just sort of like I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I like it. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't put it out. There's some things that I have that I've got ideas for that I haven't really been able to finish and fiddle through yet, that I'm like, I like these, but they're not enough to be like, I wish to finish it and stuff. So yay. Anyways, a couple of the lines that I've got here for the book here. All right. So, just gotta go through a couple of these quotes here. One of them is this one here. My words alone shouldn't be what you hang your heart on, like a nail for your coat. Um, I mean, it was fairly self-explanatory, but I kind of like that. I like the uh, the imagery of if you haven't noticed by now, through not really being new or maybe possibly being new to the channel. Anyways, if you're not really noticing it, but I like to use the heart in a lot of different things. Whether that is for your feelings, for your kind of anticipations, your anxieties, and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it is important that people should not set their hearts on what somebody says, or strictly by what somebody says, because I think that is a very it's I wouldn't say dangerous, but it's a concerning way to go about things. So yeah, another one here is and for every bitter word to the tongue and ears, 10 kind ones are needed to match its strength. I think that I mean the 1 to 10 ratio may not be quite it, but the idea is you can say something, embittered, whether it's venomous or spiteful or what have you, that takes a lot of energy to reverse that. That downward momentum, in the sense of maybe being depressive or what have you, and into just that languishing, just malaise. It takes a lot to get out of that, and unfortunately, in reverse, with a lot of positivity, it doesn't take nearly as much weight to bring it to a screeching halt. So, yeah, it's just kind of the nature of the beast, if you will. So, yeah, there's that one, and then I think I'm gonna pop out maybe 2 more. Yeah, okay. I was looking to see, because I don't have these written down. I do, but not clumped together, because I am a schmuck who does things. Okay, next one here. I just liked this, but I should be liking a lot of what I'm putting into a book, I guess. It would not be good. It would not be a good sign to be like, yeah, I really hated this. I don't like this. This is trash, garbage, bunch of nonsense. Anyway, this is a bit longer here. Yet if I could learn how to talk. Yet the inspiration was not lost upon him, for within his breast a familiar but wild song danced into being. Though feathered by lust, this song did more than simply flicker in one direction, then fizzle into a confident complacency. It twirled, it leapt, it threw itself in all directions, and none all at once. Much like the song he had been chasing, it stole into recesses of his heart his own comprehension had yet to explore. So, yeah. Dun dun dun. And the last one, and I've shared this a few times. I might have even shared it before in a rambling. I don't quite remember. But yeah, this line here, I like this one. A dream lost is a small price paid in the promised pain of life. And that's not to say that, all dreams. But, I think that's the price to pay to live life, right? It's that you will lose dreams and certain ideas. And I really wish people would not become resentful of that. Like, there's only so many things you can do. Like look at the YouTube channel thing I do. Would I like to do more with it? Would I like to be a bit more frequent and putting out stuff? Certainly. Like it would be nice. I would enjoy it. I don't know if other people would enjoy it, but I would enjoy it. So, I am being selfish, ingredients. But it's my I don't know. I don't. But anyway, it is a. I really feel like people get too ensnared with dreams and wants and desires to where if any one of them do not become a reality, then it's like it has become some sort of attack against the self. And to me, that's incredibly narcissistic, and just, I guess, a bewildering thought to me to think that everything should to everything that I interact with should be, for lack of a better way to phrase this, kneel to my desires and wants, and that I should be able to get every single one of these things. That there should not be anything beyond, what I want. That's kind of how that feels to me. And then when the moment one of those things don't happen, it turns into this just vindictive, wrathful attitude, and I find that really gross. And mind you, not everybody goes that route. A lot of other people go the other route, where they just sort of shrink into just this tiny little ball, and then they're just like, this is it for me, mine, and they don't end up living life. And it's just as, even though it's just as much pain. The pain's got to go somewhere. It's like energy, right? You can't just broad brush stroke it away. The pain, there will be pain, and the wrathful ones exert it outwardly. The cloistered ones exert it inwardly, and the others accept it and just kind of, push through. Except that's kind of the pain for it there. There's the regretful, wistful, oh, I wish I would have done this, and stuff like that. That sort of thing. But I don't know. Those are my attitudes and thoughts. Thanks for coming to my non-TED talk. Thank you for coming to my Taylor talk. I don't have any beverages or anything, so I mean I did have one for myself, but none for you. Sorry. Anyway, that's all I got. I mean, there's a lot more I could put in, but that's all I'm willing to share. Thanks for listening and watching and whatnot. Hope you enjoy your day, weekday, everything in between. The outro tune is the Level Up theme that I have. In totally... I'm not going to say honor because I don't like Final Fantasy VII, but in Spirit Sings there is the remake, rebirth thing that's coming out or whatnot. It shows how much I pay attention to it. But yeah, that Level Up theme that I made is inspired by the Level Up theme from FF7, the original FF7. I may not like the game and stuff, and honestly, I really don't care for the music too much, but I kind of liked how that Level Up tune was. So I figured I'd, in being inspired, go that route. So yeah, that's it. Like I said before, link down below for the book. It is available as a physical copy as paperback. I will do a hardback for it because I kind of want to do a hardback for it. I know David Preston made for it because he thinks that it deserves it, but I don't know about that. It'd be nice, but I gotta really let's stick with the paper ones for now. And if people really do take to it, I'll be like, here's a hardback book. Enjoy. But yeah, so I have the links there. It's that as well as for right now just strictly Kindle, as an ebook. But I think there's like a 90-day window for people to try it. I think it's available to read for free on Kindle Unlimited and whatnot. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for listening, watching, everything in between. I don't think I have anything else to comment with and whatnot. I should have, knock on wood, have one next week. I think I get back into the groove of doing this now that I've shed one of those heavy stones. So, so yeah, that's it. Thanks. Bye.